Hello, everyone, and I hope you are doing well. I am Srishti from Kent State University India Center. Kent State University is hosting the 13th Interrelational Conference on the Intelligent Human-Computer Interaction from December 20th to 22nd. And for that, today we are hosting a very special session for you all, where we have invited some important panel members from the upcoming conference to talk about intelligent human-computer interaction. Let me introduce you to our esteemed panelists. We first have Dr. Shanker Tiwary. Dr. Shanker Tiwary is the steering committee and chair of the Interrelation Intelligent Human-Computer Interaction. He is a professor with higher academic grade and dean for the special development at the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Allahabad. His main areas of interest include artificial and natural intelligence, cognitive modeling, brain simulation, emotion and effect analysis, computer vision and image interpretation, and natural and language processing, and so many more. We next come to Dr. Dhananjay Singh. Dr. Dhananjay is a professor at Hankuk University of Foreign Studies and the director of Resense Labs in the Department of Electronics Engineering. He has also served as the head of Global Division of Information Technology from 2013 to 2018 at Hankuk University of Foreign Studies. Some other important ventures that he has worked with are future internet architecture at the National Institute for Mathematical Sciences and Electronics and Telecommunication Research Institute. Based on his accomplishments, he has been the recipient of the Uttar Pradesh Bharatiya Ratna Puraskar for notable and distinguished contribution in the technology field in the year of 2019. We now talk about Dr. Javed I. Khan. Dr. Khan is the professor and the chair of the Department of Computer Science at Kent State University. His research team specializes in areas such as cyber and network infrastructure, perceptual engineering, and modeling of complex systems. And his lab is currently working on network-based systems, next-generation network architecture, cross-layer communication, and active and programmable networking. His cross-area research works have been funded by various agencies, including the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, DARPA, the National Science Foundation, NSF, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, and the Air Force Research Laboratory, AFRL, along with World Bank. Dr. Joon Hung Kim, our final panelist for tonight, is the assistant professor of the Department of Computer Science and the director of the Advanced Telerobotics Research Laboratory at Kent State University. With over 54 peer-reviewed publications and 1 US patent, Dr. Kim has over 7 years academic experience and 6 years industry experience with different companies. His telebot research has been mentioned in over 400 worldwide media coverages. And currently, his research focuses on immersive telepresence through hybrid reality, intuitive and ergonomic interface design, hardware, software design in embedded systems of robots, behavioral aspects of robot-human interactions, and artificial intelligence. I extend a warm welcome to everyone on the panel today. We are very grateful for your time and to have you all answer some questions related to human-computer interaction and the upcoming IHCI conference. Let me start with my first question to you, Dr. Khan. What is human-computer interaction?
Thank you for your wonderful introduction. I will jump into the very interesting question you have asked. Okay, let me explain in a simplest possible way that we are talking about the interaction between human and computer. But from there, today's HCI actually covers an astonishing wide array of topics. How to actually start? Consider that in both sides, one side, whatever we called computer for last 60, 70 years, or maybe 100 years, okay, that is a deep technology. And same thing, the other side is sitting human. Now let's go into the depth. Initially, we can take it as a very simple thing that we are interacting with 80s computer and I am a single human being. And what is the input-output interface? Normally, I'll be typing in. So that's the beginning of the first computer-human interaction. And I'll be seeing some output on the screen. But now, as we stand in 2015 and look forward to 2030, 2050, or even the year 3000 might be. Yeah. So we are seeing both sides are enormously expanding into their reach. So now we do not interact with a computer just with keyboard. We have all kinds of sensors. The computer is watching at us with the video, audio. We can interact in a verbal way, all kinds of sensory ways, right? And then the interaction can be deeper into human side also. When I am interacting, it is not my fingers and sensors. I am thinking, okay, it is helping me to design all interesting things, cognitive things, our perceptual actions. Now we can think even deeper. Even the human side, the interaction is now becoming social. Okay, it is not only single human being who is interacting through me, it's the whole society is interacting. We are seeing computer actions are impacting how we are making decisions in social systems. Okay, so there is endless depth to our human side. And all of those interaction issues, how are we interacting right? Are we introducing any bias? Is the interaction seamless? Everything belongs to the HCI topic. And think about the progression we have made in the computer side also. It is no longer a single computer out there anymore. Okay, computers are deep. There are more advanced, even in some cases, advanced analytics are taking place in cloud and high performance computers. It is taking very complex decisions. Even the sensor aspects are growing. Now we interact not with a traditional keyboard and mouse computers. A sensor is watching you. There are various kinds of, think about we are entering an elevator. The elevator is actually sensing you. You don't have to press button. It may be welcoming you. It knows which floor you're going to go in. You don't have to select 1, 2, 3 button. Okay. So there are image processing going on when you enter the light in a room. Okay. They are all automated nowadays for green energy. Like what is behind it? Actually, very smart, small computing elements are out there and extending the range of sensing in the computer size. Okay. Then think about even deeper systems. All of you know about Google Assistant, Siri, okay, or Amazon Alexa. So these are also deep AI-based computing systems, almost like an angel. It is watching us, not in only one place. Think about Google Assistant. It's seeing you through your cell phone, seeing you through your laptop and more. Even it has access to your medical records. So it is almost like an angel watching us as a computing system. Is everywhere, omnipresence, might be very soon it will take the characteristics of omnipotency also. Okay. So think about how the interaction between the computing systems and human and social systems are growing. So everything today makes the HCI a fundamental research topics in computing. Okay. So hopefully that will give you some idea about the breadth and depth of the issue we'll be covering in this conference. Okay.
Yeah, that certainly does, Dr. Khan. And that's a very interesting answer. Continuing on that, what are some of the ways HCI is integrated in our day-to-day life, technology-wise?
Very good question. I have given you a little bit of answer already, most likely. I point out. I'll give an example with light bulb. Okay. Many of us, I come from developing world. So I have seen the villages which received the first light bulb. There was no electricity in that village. I think many of us have seen the situation, the transition. But think about our 100 years with light bulbs. Initially, it was very pronounced. When a first light bulb arrives in a village, normally they put in the courtyard one big bulb, right? It's very visible. And then eventually, as we gain the mastery and sophistication with light bulb, it kind of it goes into the background. We don't see it visibly anymore, right? But it's everywhere. So we are doing our daily work, like the lights over us in these buildings, right? They're so sophisticated, we do not feel their presence, but they're doing the service for us. Similar is the destination. What is the future for HCI? The first few decades we have seen they are very pronounced in your life. But as they take their ubiquitous presence, the HCI will be everywhere. Computing devices are everywhere. But it will also take the role that it will go a little bit in the background, will not feel them, will not see the light, but it will do the work even more effectively, right? So that's what you're saying, that almost everything we are doing today, most likely there's a computing system already watching us for it. Okay, so think about how we start our day. I drove here. So today's typical car has significant amount of computer embedded into it. Right now, the whole car production, because of the COVID, is a little bit constrained. Supply chain problem, but the main problem, computer chips are not being produced enough. Okay, so 25% of the car components are computing component. The way we're driving. Okay, now let's go after the car. I am looking into my calendar. Okay, what is today's topic number 1, topic number 2, how my whole days will be there. It's impossible to memorize for me. Everything is in my cell phone. The laptop is going. And think about, I am talking to all of you around the world. Okay, today we have participants from all over the world, right? This is the typical day of 2021. End of 2021, we are entering 2022, right?
Right.
So this enormous progress we are making today. We are all over the world. We're not even feeling it. That's a special day. Okay, we are meeting here together from all over the world, 5 or 6 of us. And how it is possible? The wonderful computer HCI interaction that is making this magic happen. And I have just talked about the first 2 hours of day today. Okay, and rest 22 hours are there. I think all of you can imagine what are the HCI components there. So it is already among us, between us, watching us.
Okay. Right, sir. Thank you. That was actually a very detailed answer, and that our viewers are really going to find a lot of information from that. Moving on, my next question is going to be for Dr. Shanker Tiwary. Dr. Tiwary, how has HCI changed in the last 5 years? And what do you predict will happen in the next 5 to 10 years when it comes to human-computer interaction?
Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me opportunity to talk about ISCI. Now, continuing from Professor Khan, as you see that there are a lot of uses of human-computer interaction today, what we find in many kinds of products. But see here, when we started our conference, we have given a name called Intelligent Human-Computer Interaction. And that was the main focus in 2009. So it is not a general kind of human-computer interaction, but only talking about the intelligent human-computer interaction.
Right.
So the kind of thick layer which exists of interaction between the human and computer has also become now intelligent. So if you see the last 5 years, you will find out there are progresses in many of the areas. And one of the areas I would like to underline is the sensor network and sensors. So there are a lot of sensors now available which can perceive the environment around us. And any interaction which takes place between two, we generally give the model of human-human interaction. And then you replace one human being by a computer. And think that if that thing is going on, the interaction taking place in the same manner as for human-human interaction, then that is the best and most intelligent human-computer interaction. So what happened that, the nearby environment, which is there, which takes parts through which the mediation takes place, also able to perceive the environment, and therefore the interaction becomes more and more thick. And that gives rise to multimodal interaction. So if you see here, before 5 years, we were talking of basically communicating with each other through voices, through telephones. After that, we have now social networks, etc., where we have only text. So text kind of based information exchange or interaction took place. Then what happened, then we started giving video. And then when the invent of 5G and the availability of it, in the last 5 years, what has happened that many of the technological things has become available to majority of the people. It has become accessible. So human-computer interaction has this aspect of democratizing the use and access of technology to the normal human being. And therefore, now the smart devices, the sensor networks, the sensor data, and the past data, is including our text, including our voice, including our sensor data, all get fused together. This is called multimodal interaction. And this multimodal interactions gives you information after extracting it. And information extraction itself becomes a smart work. So you have now Google Assistants. Now Google Assistant, you ask any question, they answer you. Now in that case, the Google Assistant becomes an agent which can take decision. So it is not, so one human being and another human being is now being replaced by a software agent. The software agent can derive information out of the environment, asking questions from anywhere, taking the data and the information from the resources, different resources available, and then that data is given to the user, the human being. So therefore, you can ask any question. You can ask about what disease I have got. You see that these days, in the last 1.5 years, the kind of pandemic we have, and in this challenging time, think about if there would not have been human-computer interaction technology, then what would have happened to the world today? The whole education system and healthcare system would not have been possible. So that was the kind of growth which we are talking about, and it has gone far ahead. Now we are talking of collaborative interaction. Collaborative interaction means like, two-player playing. Now one player is human being and other player is system, and they are equal. They are at equal footage. They challenge each other. So it is not a kind of interaction of that is you control the computer and do whatever you wish to. Now intelligent is a collaborator with you. And this kind of large scale collaborative design, if you want to design a big system, a large system, a system which has to be distributed in time and space all over the world, this kind of design work cannot be done if you do not collaborate with each other. So computer supported collaborative work, CSCW, is the main trend today in human computer interaction. So if you see the history of ISCI, you will find out our ISCI has also evolved like this. When the different trends come, the different kinds of papers are presented, and then they interact with each other. We're also starting this, this ISCI conference with a view to having diverse kind of participants. Most of the conferences which are organized by very professional networks, what they do is that they are from, either say, electrical engineering, or they are from electronics, or they are from computer science or information technology. They have a particular group of things, of people, of professionals. What we are doing is that we are trying to have people from music. We are trying to have people from agriculture scientists, or from library science, or from different design space in aesthetics, or doing something digital artwork, etc., etc. So diverse kind of people are interacting into this, and this is also a new trend. Information technology is not the technology of only computer science or communication. It talks about information as it exists in economy, as it exists in society. The agriculture information which is available with the farmers. Now it is possible today with the help of human-computer interaction technologies that though they can, these kind of things, they can participate into interaction exchanging information with each other, and they can give very important information about the status of their crops, the status of their things, and so on and so forth. So agriculture, healthcare, education, all these areas having large systems, having large interactive systems, and design space, all these trends are there in the last 5 years in human-computer interaction.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for that answer, sir. Going on that line and about the conference that's upcoming, my next question over here is for Professor Kim. Professor Kim, What is the aim of the IHCI International Conference and where is it going to be held this year?
Thank you for the questions. IHCI conference meetings has an aim to research challenge where merging in the complex interaction between machine intelligence and human intelligence. This year event will held at Design Innovation Hub in Kent State University at Kent in Ohio in the United States, and from December 20th and 22nd. And this year theme is Intelligent Interaction Beyond Physical Limit.
Intelligent interaction beyond physical limit. Wow.
Right.
Please go on, sir.
Yeah. So imagine that is, we are in meeting in hybrid format. I'm here in the home, and all audience and the interviewers are in different places, in India, in US, in Korea. We are sharing the time, but we kind of sharing the locations. And now we are meeting through the Zoom interface, and we are meeting together. Now that people meet through different way, and such as that is, I have another life in the social media, and I meet people in there. I have another society. How those people are now trying to extend these two society and cyber and physical, trying to merge and connecting together. People propose as a metaverse, as a mixing of all those things. This conference will be providing as a new technology how those things, two different society in physical and cyber and together. And I believe that this conference make one step toward in this side.
Well, that's actually a very thriving event that's ahead of us. But going on that, Dr. Dhananjay, my next question is to you. My final question is to you, actually. How will it benefit to attend this event?
All right. So as Professor Tiwary and Dr. Khan and Professor Kim already explained in detail about the SCI conference, as ISCI conference, we are organizing last 13 years. And every year we change the venue. Last year it was in Korea, this year in USA, and previous it was in Europe and Australia, India, before that. So the main benefit, what we try to do that, we are collecting the researchers all over the world who are working interdisciplinary field, and then we are providing them the platform as this ISCI conference where they can meet lots of experts all over the world. We have this year about 5 keynote speakers, about 10 invited speakers, different fields, different expertise, as well as we received about 25 countries research paper which got accepted. They are going to present their work. Similar, last 13 years we are organizing similar way. So what we believe that the audience who is going to participate this event, they get to know more details, information about SCI field, as well as the science, how it's going to be benefited, especially for design, computer, as professor said about music, and interdisciplinary field as well. So how we are going to interact science and then the interdisciplinary field, and the people get to know lots of information and this different field of the experts. They can meet together, they can share their information. So I think this is the right place. And as Professor Tiwary mentioned, it is not ordinary SCI conference, it is intelligent human computer conference. It means that we are talking about the more intelligent machines between intelligence human to make the connection. So this kind of connection we are trying to provide the platform for the audience.
So, well, speaking about connections, Dr. Dhananjay, can people attend this particular fair physically as well as virtually?
Exactly. So last 2 years we are hosting this conference physically and virtually both because of this pandemic. So this year also it's going to be Ohio Kent State University, and it's going to be on site and online as well. So the audience who are not able to present on site, they will join as an online conference. All right.
That's wonderful. And taking note from the point made by you, I would like to encourage all our viewers to attend this conference if they can. It sounds like a fantastic opportunity to gain a crucial insight into the developments being made in the realm of human-computer interaction, an up-and-comer. That's all for today. On behalf of Kent State University India Center, I'd like to thank all the panelists for their time today and for all the insightful information that you have shared for us and for our viewers. Stay tuned for another interesting video on the IHCI conference, which will be released soon. Take care and stay safe.